Hey guys, okay, so we're gonna cover claircognizance today. I'm actually waiting for my kid to get her hair done. I'm out in the parking lot, so don't mind me. I'm just gonna cover whatever I can, as life, happens. So it's the only way that I can make content for you guys, and I am here to share as much information as I can before I leave this plane. So basically, claircognizance is the inner knowing, right? The knowing something without really realizing knowing something until you get that information. You're like, oh my gosh, where did I get that from, right? And then you get things to confirm those things that you've already kind of tapped into. Believe it or not, claircognizance is basically your intuition on steroids, right? And that's what that is, that spiritual gift. And I say this in quotations because everyone has gifts, and everyone has basically almost all of them, but they're the difference between a person who is specialized or is very adept in one spiritual gift is because of the level of clarity and receptivity of that specific gift, right? So if you consider yourself a claircognizant person because you know and you feel like you know these things and you don't know how you know these things, first of all, you were born with claircognizance. You were born with intuition. The reason why you are fully aware of this intuition is because your ability to receive information has been skyrocketed in a way to a certain level that you can no longer deny that that's something that's coming from outside of yourself and coming from within yourself, right? Because we're all one. You are at that point in your soul path where you've already worked on these things, on these awareness, right? On the awareness of, that you have this ability because it's just undeniable, the things that you've confirmed and verified, the information that comes through you, and you're basically a channel, right? I know that this may be a controversial topic amongst a lot of different religions or different belief systems or different spiritualists. For me personally, because I've already kind of tapped in and learned a lot about claircognizance, because I also have those things, the ability to have the inner knowing, it's because I have a clear enough understanding that we all have intuition, right? And I've seen it over and over with different people in my life and different people that come across within my path. And they talk about the same thing. They're like, okay, well, I don't have, some people would say I don't really have intuition, and I would have to remind them that not that it's not there, it's just not as clean and clear. It's kind of like a diamond, right? Unless they clean it up and start making gravings or whatever, carvings and stuff, it's not going to be clean, it's not going to be sparkle. It's the same thing with your spiritual gift, and especially claircognizance, your intuition. Everyone's born with it, and I really implore everyone to really work on it, because once you have that intuition worked on, all the other clair gifts will be a lot easier to practice and to hone, right? The skill. So I want to talk about how I see claircognizance in picture form. So when I meditated, I asked the question, what is claircognizance, right? And to me, it was shown in a way that was like, it reminded me of a tree root in a tree. So Spirit showed me a tree root, right? And claircognizance is the first spiritual gift that a lot of people come onto this existence with. It's because it's the inner knowing. It's the knowing thyself. It's the knowing its surrounding and its environment, right? It's the root that sucks up the information. Like, it's the root that sucks up the water, that sucks up the nutrients from the soil. So everyone is born with this intuition, this ability to have this claircognizance, how well your root and how healthy your root is will kind of dictate how much information can you actually receive and perceive. And then when the root, right, is thriving and it's glowing and all of its receptivity, all of its little nodules or whatever it is, that however it sucks up nutrients and information, you will become a lot stronger. And this is why I really totally recommend you work on your spiritual gift in successions or in steps, because it really, truly, truly is a game changer. I recommend you work on claircognizance or intuition first. And I say this in almost all of my videos. It's because it's the baseline skill that you should have open. Now, whether it's there, it's a no-brainer. You already have it. You were born with it. It's your birthright to have this claircognizance. But how receptive and perceptive and open you are to be able to receive, and, you know, just like the breath, you know, breathe in, breathe out, right? If you're able to, if those ends, the end of the channel are both open, kind of like a straw, right? It has to be open, because you cannot suck anything in or blow anything out if one end is closed, right? So, and for me, I feel like claircognizance is just crucial. It's essential. It's important. Should be baseline. You can open your claircognizance ability to a certain level and then put it on hold. But I always recommend to open it in a way that's not gonna like freak you out. Because I'm telling you, the second you open that channel and kind of build your spiritual body, because like I said, you know, my motto on my channel for TikTok and both YouTube is basically, excuse me, I just ate, is basically building your spiritual body with confidence. And in order to have this spiritual confidence, right, with your spiritual body, it starts from working on your intuition, okay? Just like right now, you don't have to listen to me, but how do you feel, you know, on the inside? Like, do you feel and you know that this is the right information for you? You would know, because all of your sensories, it basically acts as a mother hub, right? If you're talking about like computer or whatever, it acts as a switchboard, or a CPU, or a motherboard, right? It's basically that tree root that is allowing other gifts to come in, other information, all of those things. Because without your intuition, without your claircognizance root clear, all of the other gifts will not open as well. And if you think that it doesn't coincide and doesn't collaborate, it doesn't work together, it doesn't go together, I would beg to differ. Because try not trusting your intuition and then having all the other gifts open. I tell you, it's going to be really hard to navigate, because you don't trust yourself. Trust comes majorly with claircognizance. You have to trust it. You have to trust what you are knowing. You have to trust what you are feeling, hearing, saying, all of those things, all of the clairs combined. That's why I think that when you open your claircognizance, you are actually opening all of your abilities. And then whichever way you want to move forward with that will depend on your comfortability level. And that's something that I can say is a smart thing to do. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and stop here on that. I will talk about it in the future, but if you enjoy content like this, you can go ahead and subscribe and give it a like.